I want to welcome to the decision to launch. Okay, I officially want to say a big, massive welcome to all of the VIP members on the call. I want to say hi to you. If you are a VIP, go ahead and type VIP. I want to say hello to the elite family in the call. If you are an elite member, go ahead and type elite in the chat. To every stakeholder, to every mentee, to every guest, to every single person on this call right now, I want to officially just say to you, welcome, hello, and just get ready. Today's call is going to be interactive. I want you to take notes. I want you to take notes on what you are hearing, but also the methods of what you're hearing. I also am going to be opening up to you today about launching and how intentional we have to be when it comes to launching. Okay, we're going to make sure that on the back of this call today, that not only do we make a decision to launch, but we have a strategy when it comes to launching as well. I want to honor every person here watching, whether it be live or on the replay. I want to honor you and just say, this hour that we're going to spend together is going to change your life. If you decide to launch, if you decide to execute on what it is that you are called to do. So the reason for launching, and specifically this masterclass, is because one of the things I've found is too many people delay their launch. Too many people sometimes believe they have no gift or they're stuck, or they stay silent on solutions that they have on the inside of them. They actually sleep on themselves. And talk to me in the chat box if you're someone that you have definitely in the past, if not currently, have slept on the gifts and skills that you have. In fact, you probably do them so naturally and so easily and so effortlessly that you haven't really began to understand that that gift somebody somewhere will pay you for. And so many of us do this. But tonight, someone say tonight, what I want you to expect from tonight's masterclass is that you will not only discover a gift, but you are going to clarify just one. Someone say one. You're going to learn how to prepare for your launch, and you're going to learn how to execute that launch with confidence and with clarity. After this launch, you would have chosen one gift. You will choose one product or a service. We're going to package that. You're going to make a decision, and within 72 hours, you are going to take action. Someone say take action inside the chat box. I want to see the action takers. I want to see the money makers. And so the truth is, when we start to talk about this, you do not lack any form of skills. You do not lack any kind of gifts. The gift was already put on the inside of you. Each and every one of us have had a gift on the inside of us. And if we look at some clues, and if we look at certain things that we've done previously and are currently doing, the clues to the gift is there naturally. I want you to type in the chat for me one thing that you do really well. I don't want you to think about whether you can get paid for it. Just what do you do well? Are you a good listener? Do you give good advice? Are you somebody that has a skill with your hands? Maybe you can sew. Maybe you can cook. Maybe you can sing. Something that you do naturally and effortlessly is a gift that sometimes we can overlook. And so maybe you may lack clarity and direction in that specific gift. And we are going to get deep into the meat and potatoes today. If you are brand new on this class with myself and you've never been in a class with me before, let me officially introduce myself. My name is Nikki Sutherland, and I am the founder and CEO of the Rebuild Community, which is a community that hosts thousands of people across the world that helps to support different areas of the rebuild. So whether somebody's rebuilding their confidence, rebuilding their coins, okay, rebuilding a business, rebuilding family, rebuilding their spirit, we have a pillar for them. We specialize in storytelling and publishing books. And I've also been known for having my first £1 million property portfolio by the age of 21 years young. I have launched multiple six-figure businesses. I have been known for doing them quite quickly as well. And I've been able to help a lot of persons to be able to increase their income, create businesses in a very short space of time, and have sustainable track record. I'm also very passionate about service and giving. I believe that we are blessed to be a blessing. And so I spend a lot of my time giving back, traveling across the world, particularly in the Caribbean, Jamaica, where recently I've just got back a couple of weeks ago, going around and rebuilding houses there out of, persons who are suffering and currently feeling like they have been left behind. I run retreats. I also have multiple businesses, including an investment group where we actually trade and invest in different commodities on a daily basis. And so I am extremely creative. Words and strategy come to me at all different times. God really uses me in the world of business. And one of the things I had to do was to get over myself and actually own that that was a gift that I had. There are things that I hear, and we're going to do case studies today where we're going to pull out some individuals who may have gifts and talents, but not necessarily know the environment and the strategy to do that gift and talent, and also to be able to get paid. And we will pull out those gifts together. But this is one of the things that I have been passionate about for years, even prior to being paid to do this. And that's when I realized that this was something that I personally needed to push forward. And so we're within launching that aspect of my business, within 2 months, was able to create multiple six figures. Had one launch that created 60 to £68,000. And within a week, that was over 100K. And so what I'm going to be teaching you today is not necessarily the only thing you can do, but what I can only teach is what I have done before. Hello, somebody. So I'm only going to share with you things that I have specifically done. It does not mean that these are the only things that you can do in order to be successful. But the only thing I know is to be absolutely transparent. And, it wouldn't be integral if I was teaching you things that I'd never done. Amen, somebody? Yes or yes. So where do the gifts hide? How is it that some of us are able to hide these gifts? Well, guess where they hide, guys? In fear. They hide in comparison. They hide under this perfectionism or under past failure. And if we are going to launch, and we're going to launch multiple six-figure businesses here, we have to get away from past failures. We have to get away from this spirit of perfectionism and getting away from comparing to others because we have fear. Fear is one of the things that cripple our future. And so what we're looking at is clarity, which is going to help us to move forward. What are the tangible things that we can do today? I want someone to type that in today, because I'm making a decision today that I'm going to do something different. Why must I launch? Well, if I don't launch, the delay is going to cost my destiny. If I don't launch, the world is not going to receive the gift that they desperately need from me. If I don't launch, my income will not increase. Hello, somebody who wants to be transparent here and say income needs to come in. Hello, right? So income comes from where? Value. Income does not necessarily come from time. Income comes from value, the value we put out in the world. So if we don't launch, if we're not putting the value out into the world, guess what's not happening? The income is not coming in. And here's another thing, opportunity. Opportunity rewards visibility. If nobody knows you exist, if nobody knows that you are even available, then no one can come for the gift that God has put on the inside of you. And so here's what we're going to start by saying to ourselves, is where I start is not necessarily where I finish. Which means, number one, we're not going to be looking at perfectionism, because we know where we start isn't where we're going to end. When we started the Rebuild community, we started with one book. That book then unlocked retreats. The retreats unlocked the community. The community unlocked the publishing service. The publishing services unlocked the events. And all of a sudden, we had a whole infrastructure. Where we started is not where we will finish. But in order to finish, we must start. Tangible stuff. Ideas do not pay bills. If you're on this call right now and you are struggling from paycheck to paycheck, I've been there. But having the idea in here or even on paper will not pay the bills. Ideas do not pay bills. Execution does. So we're going to make a commitment on this call today that should we hear something, should we have a conviction that we must move, we are going to execute. Why? Because decisions decide destiny. And we're going to decide to launch. We're going to decide that we must scale, we must increase if we want to see enlargement in territory. Confidence is one of the things I hear a lot of. Nikki, I'm not confident. I'm not sure I can do this. But the only way you get confident is by doing. So it's the movement that's going to increase the confidence, not sitting down and holding back. So we're going to make sure that we are doing what we need to do in order to get the results. So how do we discover this gift? What do we really need to do? How many of you on this call are multi-talented? You have the issue like me where you're like, oh my God, what do I launch? I have so many ideas. I've got so many things going on. Right? There's so much stuff, so much things I could launch. What do I do? Or if you're in the other way, so if that's you, put me. But if you're someone that's struggling and you're like, well, what is my gift? I don't even know what I should do. I'm not even sure. I know I like to help people, but I don't really know, where I should go. I don't really know what I should do. Okay. And so we're going to talk to both of those types of people. The people that are saying, listen, I've got so many things going on, but I need to create an income. I need to grow the income, or I need to scale the income. Or we have the people that say, well, I need income. I just don't know what to do or where to get it done. So we'll look at both of those things. Here's how we can start to solve that issue very quickly. And I'm going to give you a tip here so you can start to think about this as we move forward. What are the questions that people ask you the most? What are the problems that you naturally solve the most? Because the results will follow you. So if you are somebody that everyone always calls every time they want to know what's the best restaurants to go to, you're always out in nice restaurants. You're always nice on nice holidays. What is the best places to go? I want to take my hubby on a nice date. Where can I go? And if people are always asking you that, could it be that you could potentially start something up around, events or excursions or fun nights out or some kind of hospitality domain? If you're somebody that people always call for advice because you just have wisdom, could it be that there's mentorship on the inside of you? Could it be? And then when you go deeper into it, don't just say people ask me for advice. What type of advice do people ask you for? Because in order to really get to a multiple six-figure business, despite what people say, we've got to really niche this thing down, right? And so I see one of our elite mentees on the call right now. And we were having a conversation yesterday, and we were looking at some of the things that she could do. Samantha Roach is her name. And we were sitting there and I was going, Sam, I know you're a counselor. I know you give advice, but in what area? And the light bulb moment hit us on this call. And, it was like, I help people with their secrets, Nikki. People have secrets on the inside of them. And they come to me because they want to let out their secret. And they have a secret that's been holding them captive for a very long time. Now, Sam's been doing this for years, but never did she think that she was Secret Sam, right? I just branded that for her. I don't know if she's going to use it. But now we have nicheness. She's not just a counselor. She's the person you go to when you have that secret on the inside of you that has been holding you captive, that's been crushing you for years, that's been stopping you from making decisions, that's been making you feel insecure, that's been holding back your money, that's been holding back your relationship status. And now you need to go and have that secret call about your secret with Samantha Roach. Hello, somebody. She's not just a counselor. She's the counselor that helps you to get cured and heal from your secrets. Hello. Are we there? Are we still here? Are you with me? You're not just, and this is where we've got to get away from, I'm a mentor. A mentor about what? Like, I help people how? Don't be afraid of nicheness. And I said to Sam yesterday, I said, just because you're helping people with secrets doesn't mean that some people are not going to come to you who don't have a secret. It's not going to isolate people, but it's going to attract people. You're going to touch a pain point. How many of you know that most of us have secrets? Anybody on here want to say that? I don't want you to tell me the secret now. Most people have a secret. And if you start to brand and if you start to speak down your camera and go, I know you have got that secret you've told nobody, and it's crushing you. All of a sudden, you're speaking directly to your audience. And just from something that people come and tell you their secrets, you've now created a multiple six-figure business. And we're going to talk about layering it in a moment, because you've decided to hone in specifically to your niche. Okay. And as we go through this, if it starts to make sense, and if you're hearing something that you're like, okay, I got a niche down, what do people remember me for when I'm gone? Now, if I'm speaking to someone and they say to me, Nikki, this is a secret, I've got a secret, who am I going to call? Not the Ghostbusters. It's going to be Samantha Roach. I'm going to call Samantha. I'm going to say, listen, you need to speak to my girl Samantha, because guess what? That's what she specializes in. She helps people who have secrets. So what do people come to you for? What problem have you overcome? Because the problems that you've overcome, you are an expert at. Now, we laugh all the time, at something that I am so healed from that I've put in a book. And those that have mentored me know the book starts when my baby father left me on the floor pregnant with one child and one on the way. Now, that child is 9 years old. He left me over 10 years ago. But that book is still paying today. Why? Because there are persons who need to hear that story, who are going through a breakup, who their partner has left them, or they're about to have a situation, and that book is ministering to them. That's a storyline that has been paying for 10 years. So the question is, what have you gone through and overcome that persons would be able to learn from? That they can learn from what you were able to do to rebuild. Hence why we now had the rebuild. Because when I got off the floor, I said that this situation is either going to build me or break me. And I'm determined to make it build me. Welcome to the rebuild. And everything came off of the back of rebuilding myself. If I can rebuild myself and I can teach other people how to rebuild, I now have a business. So ask yourself, what do people thank me for? What are people always coming to you saying, oh, thank you so much. You really helped me with this. This could be the foundation of your business. Now, I want to share with you a quick framework. It's only 3 words, but this is the framework that I use every time when I'm going to launch, okay? And it's DPE, discover, plan, and execute, right? Discover, plan, and execute. And I had all these fancy slides prepared for you guys. But you see how, God will permit it to be, you know what, we ain't doing that. And so we're here. So you're going to have to just roll with me. So the D is the discover. Okay. So we're looking at discovering the one gift. On this occasion, I'm not saying you delete all the rest, but the one gift that you are going to launch now. Now, especially in the season that we're in, people are looking at spending. They are looking for a gift that you have, that you carry. What is that one gift that's relevant for now? And I was having a conversation with one of my other elite mentees today, and she was like, well, I've got the website to do, and I've got another Instagram account that I need to open, and I've got this to do, and I've got that to do. And I said, well, yes, you do, but not in this season. This season is launch season. This is not the season to perfect the website. It's not the season to perfect the Instagram pages. This is not the season to start fiddling about. This is the season to pick one thing and go. Hello. One thing and go. We're picking one thing. This is tunnel vision. It's focus season. So we're going to pick one gift. Then we're going to pick one audience. Okay. So who are the people that you are called to serve? Now, here's a trick, something that can really help you. Think about the last person that you helped with the gift that you are considering to launch with. When you think about that person that you helped, they are your target audience. What is it about that person? Do they work a 9 to 5? Are they a stay-at-home mom? Are they a CEO or founder? The last person that you helped in that specific area, what was it about them that would describe to you who your target audience actually is? And then I want you to pick one outcome. When you use the gift, when you help them with your gift, what was the outcome that they were able to have? Because now what you're doing is you're actually creating what we call your offer. Now, once you've got that information, then you can begin to plan. Now you start to build the structure, you start to create the clarity, and you start to prepare before you now launch that out to the world. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. Okay? And then we're going to execute. So execute is being visible in whichever capacity you need to. Execute is being consistent in whatever capacity you need to. And one of the biggest things that we don't do as often as we should is we do not ask for the sale. We assume that people are just going to come to us, and it is about asking for that sale. And so what are the tangible actions that we need to do in order to make sure that we are launching and we are ready? Okay. So this first action that I'm going to give us, I call it the circle check. Now, the circle check, or CC, is the people that you are speaking to often about your gift. So write down the top, I'd say 5 most spoken to people about the gift that you currently have. So this is your warm market. This is people that you know, right? Now, when you are speaking in general, doesn't have to be about the gift. It doesn't have to be about, anything in particular. But the 5 people that you're speaking to on a daily basis, do they pull the gift forward from you, or are they pouring the gift and killing it inside of you? What are those 5 people that you're talking to in your circle? Are they pulling you towards the gift, or are they pulling you away from it? Because in this season of launching, you've got to surround yourself with people that are pulling the gift out of you, that are encouraging you to continue to share the gift, not suppressing the gift and holding the gift back. So the challenge for this one is to reduce time with persons that are negatively influencing you and increase time with persons that's going to hold you accountable. Submerge yourself into an environment that's going to keep you accountable for this launch. Action number 2 is we're going to be launching for 90 days. How many days, people? And we're going to commit to those days, right? We're going to commit to making sure that we are focused over those 90 days. Pick one skill that you're going to commit to for 90 days, okay? What is the skill set that you're going to commit to? Is it sales, picking up the phone, ringing, closing? Is it a digital skill that you're going to focus on, right? Is it, I know quite a lot of people at the moment are into, just before the call, I had, I think it was Tantan, send me her AI business. I know a lot of them are learning now in the community about this AI thing, right? What skill are you going to master, right? What is the creative skill you're going to master? What are you going to be practicing daily? You know, pick that one thing that you're going to do. The third action, okay, is to build a structure. Now, here's a clue. You do not have to be launching 24 hours, 10 hours, 15 hours of the day. If you have a structure, you could literally do something every single day. Could be half an hour, could be an hour, and that will still get the result that you desire. But it's building a structure. What time are you going to wake up? What time are you going to go to bed? What time is your work time? What time is your learning time? What time is the action time, right? Number 4 is turning the gift into value. So it's one thing having a raw gift just as it is, but the next thing is now turning that gift into value, making sure that that gift now is an offer, is value that's going out there that persons will potentially pay for. Okay. So we're speaking about the communication of sales, how you communicate the value of that offer that you have. So what are you going to be doing every single day to allow people to hear the value that you have and that it is available for sale? If you walk past the shop and the shop sign is closed, are you inclined to push the door open or do you go to another shop? How many of us have the closed sign up and have had the closed sign up all year round? How many times have you opened your mouth and said, this is the value that I have, and this is the way that you can access the value that I have? How many times for the year have you said that? Alternatively, how many times are you going to challenge yourself for the rest of this year, going into next year, to say those things? How many times do you think? This is another thing about sales. If you understand that your ratio is, say, 70% and 7 out of 10 conversations close in a sale, and you want 70 sales, how many conversations do you need to have? If you work out that 1 in 10 conversations lead in a sale and you want 10 sales, then you're going to have 100 conversations. This is now what we call the probability scale. This is now about you looking at yourself and your gift numerically so you can understand ratios and understand exactly what you're putting out into the marketplace and potentially be able to predict what's going to come back in. Communication of sales. How are we going to communicate the sales that we have? Maybe your gift isn't about selling. It could be about leadership. You could have a team of individuals that you want to create or build, or maybe you want to get some momentum within your team. Then what does that communication look like? How many times do you need to communicate? What are the conversations that need to be had? What are the ways in which you communicate? And then also as well, problem solving. This is something that's going to be very, very important. Just tonight, we've had to figure it out. Problem solving is going to be a part of your launch. Launches never really go 100% to plan. No matter how much you are the best planner in life, no matter how great you are at what it is that you do, technology sometimes fail, people sometimes don't turn up, things happen, leaks happen, traffic happen, stuff in life happen, but how do you problem solve? It's about the mentality now of the launcher as opposed to the launch itself. It's a decision to launch. That means I've decided to launch no matter what the circumstances are. No matter what comes my way, I've made a decision, and that decision is to launch. Someone say launch in the chat. Okay, number 5 of this is secure support. You've got to make sure that you choose one safe mentor, one accountability partner in this time that's going to help to hold you accountable, not to the nice stuff, to the tangible actions and the results. And you want to be checking in when you're focused and tunnel vision on a launch daily. Hey, just a quick update. I've done 3 calls today. I've made 1 sale. Just a quick update. I've just got in. It's 9 o'clock. I'm going to make some calls now. I'm going to jump on an Instagram Live. This is how accountability in an aggressive launch has to be. Right? We want to get aggressive with this. Normally, you want to have weekly check-ins, but when you're aggressive, when you're going into a season where people are literally saying, hey, I want to buy, you've got to have that accountability. So, what is it that stops people from really starting? And we've spoken about fear, we've spoken about some of these other stuff, but overthinking is one of the biggest things I've seen. We will not get to a launch if we overthink things. There's no way your first launch, second launch, even a relaunch is never perfect. I've been launching now for the best part of 17 years, from corporate banking to my own business over the last 12 years. And I can tell you this now, there's some things that are just out of our control. We will never, ever be perfect. So the spirit of perfection, the overthinking doesn't stop life from actually happening. All you can do is plan your launch and actually execute. Sometimes what happens is because of fear and because of the unknown, we spend so much time in the details. I had a conversation with one of my mentees today and she was saying all this stuff. I said, no, stop. I need you to focus here. This is what you're going to do. This is the income producing activities. So it's important to keep the main thing the main thing. Don't get too caught up in doing flyers and the aesthetics and all of the things that don't get you customers, sorting out group chats and sorting out all of this stuff. But you've got no one to put in the group chats. You spend hours doing the flyer for the group chat, hours doing the funnel for the group chat, hours for all the people that sign up, but you haven't actually told anyone that they need to sign up. So you've done all the work and no one sees it. Keep the main, in launch season, it is about accumulation. It's about bringing in clients, exposing people to your product or service, to the gift that you have, right? That's what we want to do today, the gift that we have. So I want you to type inside the chat for me, and I want you to type in the one thing that you're going to focus on, because not only are you telling it to me, but you're telling it to everybody else on this call. What is the one thing, the one gift that you're going to focus on over this next 90 days? Okay, I want you to pop that into the chat right now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down day by day what we're going to do here. Okay. And at this point, we are going to say goodbye to our Instagram family, because I'm going to be focused right here, right now, on those of you here currently locked in on the masterclass. And so we're going to say goodbye to the Instagram family, because I'm going to give you a few apps as well that you can download that can really, really help you when it comes to this launch. So if you do want to join us live on the call, go ahead and go to rebuildforfree.com. Okay, rebuildforfree.com, and you'll be able to join us absolutely free here. You'll see that there. We're going to say bye to the family. Okay, so let's see what we have here on the call. Okay, let me have a look here. Let's see. Make sure I've got all of the. Have to bear with me because I am on 4 devices, people. All right, 4 devices. We're going to say goodbye on the old Instagram. Can you see what I did there? Can you see what I did there? Could you guys see what I did there? Really clever. It's a really clever strategy. Guess what you do, right? You share your stuff. You get it out there into many platforms and then you just take it away, right? I'm sharing you these things because guess what you want to do, right? You want to make sure that you are exposing. Here, look, more people are coming in the call now. Guess what? Because they heard on the Instagram and they were on the Instagram, but guess where they are now? They're coming in on Zoom. Who's taking notes? Who's taking notes? Who's taking notes? Who's taking notes? Right? Let me let them in. Let me let them in. Okay, cool. So let me just call out there and then we're going to go into some tangibles. I hope you guys are taking notes, right? So pushing my book and signing up clients for trauma work. Love it. Podcast, Donna. Podcast about what? You're telling people on the call. This is something that we got to get comfortable with is when you're exposed to persons, tell them what you are doing, right? Pushing my book. Signing up clients for trauma work. Right, I was expecting what mummy didn't do there, Simone. I need us to be understanding that we're out here. We're here now. You have your target audience on the call right now, right? On the call right now, okay? Donna, podcast. What's that podcast? Marsha B, incorporating AI into our fashion consultants alongside masterclasses. Okay, so that's right. We're going to talk about the positioning of that. Love that. Okay. Social media posting, Karen, about what? Fear of selling, how to earn 6 figures in a year. Boom. This is why you are an elite mentee, Jackie. Fear of selling course, how to earn 6 figures in a year. Does anyone need that explained or do we know what that is? I'm excited. If you fear selling, there's a course there. And if you want to earn 6 figures in a year and you fear selling, this is the course. Can you see how it tells you everything without having to ask any further questions? It's so clear, it could almost blind you. Right? I'm just letting more people in. Okay? So, what we're doing here. So I said I was going to come back to Marsha's one, but now Jackie's put that in. I'm going to come back. So Marsha B's put incorporating AI into our fashion consultants alongside masterclasses. So what Marsha B's done, Marsha B said what she's going to do. What we want to say is what the consumer needs to hear. So we twist that and say helping more people with AI fashion consultations to allow them to present themselves online more professionally. Can you see the difference in telling what you're going to do versus telling what the person's going to receive? Right? So, for example, I could say I'm going to focus on, I don't know, getting 1,000 people into my scale up bootcamp. But then that doesn't help them. That talks about what I'm going to do. But if I say helping 1,000 people in my scale up bootcamp hit 6 figures from posting and using the gift that they have, now all of a sudden, the people that are called to hear that are going to hear that. Amen or amen? Right? So even on a Zoom call like this, where you think you may even know majority of the people, remember you're still positioning yourself and your gift will make room for you, right? Let's have a look. Taking notes. Excellent. ADHD coaching. There we go. That says what it is on the tin, right? But how do we get that ADHD coaching even more streamlined, right? Because ADHD, I'm sure if I type in ADHD coach, we'll find thousands of them. A little bit like what we were talking about with Sam, with the secrets. What if we could say helping those with ADHD master learning French so that they can make 6 figures? Now it's more specific. Now we're getting to the meat and potatoes. Can you see how changing your offering to be more specific is going to get you attention more so than everybody else that's doing it? Okay, so Debbie, youth mentoring, same thing. You've got there creating safe spaces for young adults. That's normally what youth mentors do. But how do we niche that? How do we get more drilled down to that? That's helping the youth understand how to bake so that they can position themselves with a new skill set. Now it's specific to a certain skill or an offering. Creating content about women and mothers in addiction recovery. Love that. Okay. So you're telling, your audience, if you have an addiction, I'm your girl, where to come. I would even go a little bit deeper on that, and say, well, what is it that the people of in addiction recovery actually want? It could be repairing relationships where addiction has damaged them. Self-love where addiction has. So get real deep into that one, Leah. Pushing that I am a singer with a story, supporting, giving a voice to anyone who has experienced grief, trauma, or depression. My free wellness circle community. Love that. My book, What Mummy Didn't Do. Okay, maybe a line on that. Taking notes, just realize I have a blueprint for a specific diary. Got you, right? Empowerment coaching for young people and for women, helping with self-belief, confidence, habits, self-love, and having more positive mindset. Okay, Danielle, I need to get deeper on that. Everybody says that. We're set apart, right? So we've got to be different. How are you going to empower young people? How are you going to give them self-belief? How are you going to give them the confidence? How are you going to help them with these habits and self-love? What's the one thing that makes you different that's going to separate you, okay, away from everybody else that's doing what it is that you do? Supporting women pre-pregnancy, during their pregnancy, and embracing their motherhood journey by creating a safe space, via free communities and through my book called The Becoming of Garden, Hyacinth Rebirth. Okay, cool, Saluka. And again, we could even go further with that, right? Can you imagine cartwheel training for pregnant mums? Now I can visualize it. I mean, it's crazy, and that's not what I'm suggesting, but it's so specific, nobody else is doing it. Doesn't mean you're not going to help mothers in other areas, but it's something specific that's going to get the attention. Selling my next set of self-love gift boxes and blessing more single mums from the sales. I love that. Right? Wish I knew when I was pregnant. Oh, I love that. That's a nice one. Signing up neurodivergent women who are failing in interviews to my interview preparation program. Boom. Love that, Karen. Now we're cooking with gas. Sickle cell awareness merchandise. I know my G type. Yes, love that, Simone. Helping women to get dressed with more confidence and less stress by utilizing what they already own in their wardrobes with styling tips. Specific. Helping women 40 plus stop feeling behind with technology and start using it confidently, clearly, and without overwhelm. Love that. Supporting women who are DV survivors. There we go. Come on now. Helping mothers with chronic illness travel the world. Boom. How to retain your multi-generational team so you stop losing money on recruitment and training. Bang. Talking on podcasts about domestic violence and postpartum depression. Excellent. I think we're getting it, guys. Are we getting it? Is it starting to flow? Let me give you like a one sentence to remind you. One sentence to remind you so that you can remember, so that you keep it every single time. So I help blank. Okay. I help blank who want blank but struggle with blank. Okay. I help blank who want blank but struggle with blank. Okay. I help blank who want blank but struggle with blank. I'm going to give you all of 46 seconds to write down one sentence that fills in those blanks. Right? I help blank who want blank but struggle with blank. Okay? I help blank who want blank but struggle with blank. Okay? You have 37 seconds, and then raise your Zoom hand if you're brave enough and you're happy to share that one sentence that you have. I help blank who want blank, who struggle with blank. Okay. Another 30 seconds. I help blank, who want blank, but struggle with blank. And raise a Zoom hand if you are happy to share. Okay, we have Sherry Van Dyer. And then we have Jackie Hall. Go for it, Sherry.
Hey, so I help new mothers. I have been doing it, but just for family. But I help new mothers or pregnant ladies who want to be prepared and get all they need, but struggle with knowing what they need and what to
Okay, so this time I want you to say it without giving me a disclaimer at the beginning.
do.
So you literally said, like, don't listen to me though, because I've never helped anyone, just family. So we're gonna forget that, right?
Okay,
And now I want you to go again with it, and this time give it to me like I'm about to sign up.
okay. I'm Sherry Van Dyer, and I help new mothers or pregnant ladies who want to be prepared and get all they need, but struggle with being able to find what it is they want for the first 3 months of their baby's life.
Thank you. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Give it up for Sherry, by the way, being
Sure.
brave, being the first one to put her hand up. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Thank you, Sherry. We have Jackie. Go for it.
Thank you very much, Nikki. Lovely to see you, ladies. Hello. For those who don't know me, I'm Jackie Hall, and I support ladies grow their business with confidence and take the fear out of selling.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do you want to give us, is that your sentence, yeah? You just said it in a different way. Love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Give it up for Jackie, taking the fear out of selling. All right, do we have one more person? Okay, I can see Fallon there. Go ahead, Fallon. See if you can unmute there.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, fab. I help high value women who want to succeed in business but struggle with ADHD, avoid burnout.
Love it, girl. Love it, love it, love it. Give it up for Fallon. Okay, so that was 3 examples there. I hope it's all making sense, right? Put some F's in the chat for Fallon, put some S's for Sherry, and some J's for our sister Jackie. All did a phenomenal job when it comes to just following the template. So, first thing we're going to do when we are launching is we're going to get the foundation right. So, we're defining that one clear offer. Okay, that's the first thing we're going to do. Define the one clear offer. You've all put that in the chat. Okay, and that's what you're going to sell, the one clear product or service. Okay, and you're going to name the outcome in one sentence, which is what we've done, right? So it could be, I help busy mums lose 5 pounds in 8 weeks without gym workouts, right? So you're going to label that thing. The outcome is going to be labeled. Then you're going to define your ideal buyer, which is what we just did there, and you're writing out their problems or desires, the objections, and what it is that they are struggling with, right? So you're writing down, I help X who want X but struggle with X, okay? So your foundation is what you do, how you help people, and then you're going to use a sentence that's going to describe the problem that they have. Right? So very, very important that you cover those 2 points. One is how you help them and what their outcomes are going to be. The other one is what they struggle with and who they actually are. So talking about target audience as well as the struggles of that target audience. Why is it that we have to keep doing this? Is so that we're clear in our mind, especially when we're going to start producing content, we know who we're talking to, right? Step 3 is to now build this simple product promise. Okay, now this is one of the things that a lot of people miss out on, the product promise. What are you promising the people that actually purchase or come to collect the value that you provide? So the first thing you want to do is list three promises that you are going to make sure that when they sign up with you, that's what they get, right? What are the three promises? Also, you're going to list three proof points. So free proof points would be something on the line with, I have a client and I was able to help them go from X to X. Another thing, a proof point, I made my first £1 million property portfolio by the age of 21. Another proof point would be I've been able to help the bank reach a standalone and clear almost just under £1 billion worth of debt for my clients, right? So proof points is what makes you credible. What's the evidence behind what you've done? And then you're going to list three boundaries. Okay, three boundaries is very, very important when it comes to your product. I say it all the time. Sometimes people may or may not clock that it's actually a boundary, but I actually incorporate that in my sale. So I'm always saying indirectly, I'm looking for bosses. That's actually a boundary. Yeah. I'm looking for bosses. What does that mean? I don't want people who's going to come and drain the thing and not really take action. I'm always going to say, I'm going to give a caveat that this is not a get rich quick. Do you have to put the work in? And I always say, you got to invest in yourself. So I'm making it clear. Everything is not free. In fact, everything free isn't really good, right? So sometimes you got to make sure that you are putting those boundaries to your clients so they very much understand exactly what it is that they get. And especially when you're going to get something of value, usually you're going to have to pay for it. Usually there's going to have to be some skin in the game. So 3 promises, 3 proof points, and 3 boundaries. And you incorporate that in your pitch. Right? Then you're going to want to create 4 what I call is your key assets. Okay, now your 4 key assets are the things that are going to be so important to your sales process. Who can think of one? So important to your sales process. Everyone should actually have one of these, because if you don't, you're going to create one today, right? Very important to your sales process. A link, yes, a payment link. You gotta have a link. How can I buy from you? Now, come on now, confess. Come to the altar, Put me in the chat if you currently don't have a link where people can buy from you. Because I want to help you create that today. We need to create that today, right? We need that today. Sherry, we need that today. When do we need it? Today. Right? Today. If it's only Sherry that doesn't have a link, then I want everyone, you're going to have 6 seconds to put your link in the group right now. If you have a link, go ahead, 6 seconds, put that link. Thank you, Sherry. I want everyone to put their link inside the group right now. If you have a link, put it in the group, right? There we go. We got the confessions coming. All right, I see 1 link. I see 2 links. Okay, put the link in. Put the link in the chat. You should have your link on your fingertips every day. Do you want a trick? Do you want a trick? Let me tell you a trick, right? Here's a key trick to make sure that you never have to look for your link again. You go onto one of them sites and you actually pay a link for £3, £6 for the year, right? Here's a link, rebuild2025.co.uk. I don't have to search for that bad boy. I don't have to. I got the links in my brain. Rebuild2025.co.uk. Right? It's here. It's in my brain. Rebuildforfree.com. It's in my brain. Anywhere, anytime. Right? I've got the QRs and all of that. But the link, if you want to be a professional, you want to be multiple 6-figure earner, shouldn't have to look for the link. Where are we looking? No looky. It should be there. I'm going to get mine today. Come on, Sherry. Right? Get them links out. Make sure you have a way for people to pay you. Invest in your business. £5, £6, right? £5 or £6, and you get yourself a professional link and you lock in that bad boy. Sign up to Stripe. They're free where you can collect your payments. Link that to the link and Bob goes your granny's uncles, cousins, next door neighbors, cats, dogs, owners, pets, owners, cousin, right? Very, very simple. So get yourself a link. So that's the first core asset that you want for your launch. Who can guess the other three? May not be as obvious. So I'll see if I'll get one person who can guess this. So your first core asset is a link where people can buy, right? The second core asset is your offer. Now, your offer is anything that people can see what you have, even without you being there. You know what that is? A short 60-second video pinned on your social media that says what you have that can push them to the link. Type me in the chat if you have that. So, hey, my name is Adina Benjamin. I'm a singer with a story, and I will sing at your events. I'm someone that will help to grow your event. I'm going to make your event amazing. The anointing of my life, I can do all different songs, and this is the best way to be served by me. Go ahead and type DM in the chat, and you'll automatically get a link sent to your bio. That video should be pinned at the top of your page. Now, your income is not dependent on you speaking about it. Video telling people how to buy from you, and a video instructing them what you should do. That is the second core asset that you should have. How many of you are thinking right now? You're like, oh, Nikki, you're giving me homework. Nikki, you're telling me to do some stuff, right? Third asset that you want to have is a testimonial post or some kind of proof post. So where's the proof of what people have done with you before? Now, you may say, well, Nikki, that means I can't launch because I haven't got that yet. Lies. You're still going to launch, right? You're still going to launch, but this is now something that you will be able to add on later on. Remember, if you were on my live yesterday, I spoke about amateurs versus professionals. Professionals go and grow. Amateurs wait till they have everything in place. We're still not going to do that, but you're going to be thinking that every time you're going to be thinking, okay, this is why I want one of these posts. I need one of these posts. And you'll see loads of those, and you can pin that at the top so you've got the proof post there. Also as well, what have I got here? Testimonial post. You could have a frequently asked questions post. Again, another asset that can help you. All right. I've got that pinned in my Come As You Are section where I've got loads of questions there, and I've put it up because it then prevents people from asking me these questions. So you could have some stories, you put it in a highlight reel and put all those questions and answers in that story. Again, these are assets for your business. Okay. Assets for your business. You could have it. Some people have it on their website. I have it on my website, the frequently asked questions. But here's what I am going to say to you. None of those 4 key assets are websites. These days, people are not launching business with websites. They're launching with links. Then they expand to funnels. Most people these days do not work with websites. Websites are old school. Understand this. A website in the digital world is almost like a CD player in life. Professionals are not using websites like that again. They're using funnels. Right? So let's just understand that. Okay. So the first, that was the third, create your launch, your assets for your launch. Fourth one is now, the next part to that is now your pre-launch activity. So go ahead and type in the chat for me. What do we think we have to do in order to get the launch going? So this is before the launch happens. What are the activities that we're going to do? Now think about what I've done. Think about the process of you just being here on this launch call. Think about what I've done. Think about some of the things that you could do in order, okay, to get more persons on to your launch call, okay? Let me ask you a question. How many of you, just say yes in the chat if it's a yes, how many of you have watched any of my Instagram lives over the last 7 days? Right? How many of you, okay, I'm seeing yes here. How many of you received an email from my automated system in the last 7 days? Put a 2 if you've received an email. Right? Now, some of you, if you're my warm market, you may even have received a text message about this call. Put a 3 in the chat if you received a text message, right? So there are many different ways of connecting. Some people may have been on the phone with me today or a Zoom with me today, and I said, see you later on the masterclass. If that was you, put a 4 in the chat. Right? Your launch isn't a secret. Before the launch, you've got to tell people. Got to get the words out there. So you want to make sure that you're telling people. Here's what you need to do even before you tell people. Choose a date. What date is your launch? Some of you are like, yeah, I'll launch in January, Nikki. When? Yeah, I'll launch soon, Nikki. When? When are you going to launch? Choose a date. Choose a single goal. Here's another thing. Name the launch. Okay. The decision to launch. Helping you to launch to multiple 6 and 7 figures. How many of you heard me say that multiple times on every single call, every single live, every single post? I've been posting about it. I've been putting it out there. I've been putting it on the email list. I've been talking about the decision to launch, the decision to launch, the decision to launch, the decision to launch. Got to name your launch. And then you got to do this. How many ladies on the call have ever been told we talk too much? But this time, we're going to get paid to talk. Nikki, I'm shy. Crop failure. Amateurs or professionals? Nikki, I don't have any friends. Crop failure. Amateurs or professionals? Right? And we're going to open up for Q&A as well. All right? So if you do have questions, please write them down or put them in the chat box. But we're going to launch. We've made a decision to launch, right? So we're going to get the date, the single goal. And so, for example, the goal could be, and this is your goal now, not the one you're putting out there, but the goal in your mind could be, I want to make 20 sales in this launch. I want to get 10 bookings. I want to get 50 deposits. I want to have 100 people sign up to the email list. Like, you've got to be clear in your mind. Clear in your mind exactly what your goal is from your launch. Right? Okay. The next step from this, which is the pre-launch stuff, okay, is we're going to be looking at different areas, okay? And this is content-based. So we're going to be posting content, okay? And some of you may have seen my content that I've been posting. You're going to be posting content that is still softly massaging and warming up your audience towards what? The launch. Now, here's something I want to say to you. Focus. This means that although you might be looking at that reel from such and such influencer, if it's not in alignment, it's not going up. Because this is launch focus. It doesn't mean you bang in sell, because you're not selling yet. This is warming up. But everything has got to be tunnel vision, launch focus, no distractions. So 4 content lanes that you're going to focus on whilst you're launching. 4 content lanes. Lane number 1 is problem awareness. So for the coaches on the call, for those of you that are interested in the AI thing, you know, the problem awareness could be very simple as, are you finding you just don't have enough time to do this content thing? Are you fed up of your hairdresser not being available? You don't want to show up online, not looking the part? You know, are you fed up that, you know, is your corporate job doing you in? Are you tired of that 9 to 5? Are you like, how many of you have seen my lives? You know, I'm so good at the problem awareness. We're going to bring the problem to the forefront and you're going to massage that problem and you're going to knead it like fried dumpling. Problems. Go and type in the chat just so I know that we're getting it. Type in the chat for me. What are the problems that your audience currently face every single day? Is it time? Is it money? Is it social time? When was the last time you had a bit of fun? Those of you know when I do the retreats, it's all about rest and getting time for you. Isn't it interesting how you do for everybody else, but you never get poured into? Are you the one that always helps everyone and nobody helps you? You're the one borrowing everyone money, but when you need money, ain't nothing coming to you. How many I'm even stepping on your pain point right now. Like I'm massaging that pain point, right? You got to massage the pain point. What's the pain points? The pain points of your audience is what you should be pushing in your content. That's lane number one. Lane number two, again, we've mentioned it a few times, proof and credibility. How many of you in the trading space? How many of you have seen me just posting? Shout out to Angelina. Go on, girl. Another big withdrawal. Right? Shout out to this one. Shout out to that one. I'm putting a screenshot. I'm showing my audience, people around me be making money. Shout out to Saluka, just released her book. Shout out to Sam, just released her book. I've been doing it on the call. Shout out to Sam. She's got the, she really focus on the secrets. We're going to pull out those testimonials. We're going to pull out what people are doing. Pull it out, right? So this is now your proof and your credibility. You're going to pull it out. You'll see me. I've been posting like my awards, and I've been posting some of the things I've been doing in Jamaica. This is all proof and credibility. People have been coming to me, how are you able to keep earning and you're out the country so much? Proof and credibility. Something I'm doing must be working. So think about what you're posting. Is it problem awareness? Proof and credibility. Third one, process and behind the scenes. Right? Process and behind the scenes. Leading up to Come As You Are, I'd post the iPad that was going to be given away. Some of you should be clever right now, and you should be taking screenshots and video recordings of this call, like pouring into myself. I'm about to launch. I've just had a launch call. Like, it's behind the scenes like this. Some of you got a bit lazy doing that. I will shout out to Danielle. Danielle is consistent. Danielle don't play. Danielle is consistent. She had that phone and she's going to put up a little quote of what was said, something that is going to touch her audience that came from the call. Right? Danielle, got my screenshots already. Oh, I know you got your screenshots, girl. Right? Danielle is consistent about it. She don't play when it comes to the recordings and tagging in and all of that kind of stuff. You don't have a network, but you tag someone in who does have a network, and guess what you're doing? You're sharing yourself with their network. Right? So it's value-based adding, but showing behind the scenes. If you're making something, show behind the scenes what you're making. If you're doing if you're working on a workbook, do a little snippet of the workbook and show your audience behind the scenes stuff. Right? Show when you're learning. Show that you're educating yourself. Show that you're in rooms, that brings you forward. Show, created a video of Queen Nikki already, right? Show different things. I see you, Marsha B. Right? Show different things so that you can show yourself. Show that you're connected to different people. Show that, because guess what? Coming off of this masterclass, you're actually worth more because you know more now than you did before you got on. So you're telling your audience, listen, the more I invest in myself, the more credibility I have, the more value I have to give. And guess what? Someone type it in the chat. The price goes up. Right? So processing behind the scenes. And here's the fourth thing that you must post. Not every day or not every post. 1 out of every 5 posts. Okay? 1 out of every 4, 1 out of every 5. Is your offer and your invitation. This is the one that most people forget to do. When was the last time you actually posted, sign up with me? 4 words that most people struggle with. Most people struggle with it. Okay. Now, next step 7, you're going to warm up your audience with daily micro actions. Okay. So what are daily micro actions? It could be a poll on your story. Okay. So Adina, one of the things you could have is 4 songs. Whitney Houston, Barry White, Celine Dion, and maybe a gospel song. You say, which one of these would you want at your wedding? You're warming people up. Everyone likes to fill out a poll. Everyone likes to do stuff, but you're warming people up into what it is that you're leading them into. One poll a day on your story. It's not hard, right? Maybe a question box, asking people questions. A short live. Live doesn't have to be long, but you guys are seeing when I'm in launch mode, I'm going in. right? I'm going live every day, right? I'm going live consistently. I'm making sure that when I'm live, it's a mixture between sitting at the desk, maybe in the car. I'm gonna have people thinking like, where is she? What's she doing? Like, it doesn't have to be perfect all the time, but you've got to make sure you represent yourself. Does that make sense? Right? So it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to be, in the perfect background, the perfect everything, but it's got to represent you. It's got to represent your brand. Right, so going live when you're launching, the more lives, the better, right? And then a prompt per day on a post or on a story or whatever. And a prompt is basically saying, drop cash in the chat if you're ready to excel, or drop story in the chat if you want me to send you something in the DM, or drop this in the chat. And if you're clever, right? How many of you have been getting all my automations? Hello, automation queen, right? So you get the automations working for you, and they will start to do it. Do you know, of automations alone, I've made about 40 grand this year just of automations. It's nuts how automations work when you get them right, right? Sometimes, sorry to the men, I had one automation that was like, hey sis, and the man them like, I'm a brother, right? But when it goes right, and it does really, really well, okay? So this is where automation comes in. Do not be afraid of new technology, right? I've said this a bunch of times, we've got this new system in the rebuild, which is the AI customer service team. And I'm like, oh, I'm not down for this stuff. I don't want it. It's the sales team, it's customer service, they bring people and they do all this stuff, you program it. So I've just gone to the guys, look, honestly, I'm not down for it. I think sometimes it looks a bit fake, it looks a bit weird, but I've got a team who are saying, listen, Nikki, this is working. So you're going to have to go with the times and just at least see what it's about. So I'm like, okay, Charmaine, you got to learn this stuff. I ain't interested. If I see anything coming out of me where it's like, hello, I'm going to think, oh my God, I don't. But I cannot go against the times. If I don't stay up to date with the times, then guess what? It's not going to work. But here's the thing, I don't have to do it, right? I've seen, I think it's Marsha B that did a masterclass on AI, and the girls all jumped on that and had a fun time. I think Tanya's been doing it, and it doesn't have to be you, but you don't want to be left behind, right? You don't want to be left behind in things that are, happening, but you don't have to do it all. So outsource, or, just have people, experts do things. Do you get what I mean? If it's not, just because you're not interested in, doesn't mean it's wrong, and doesn't mean it's, it shouldn't. Think about it. Years ago, they said the internet would disappear. Hello, somebody. Years ago, they said that, this thing called social media would never stay. And look at us now. So don't be afraid of technology. Don't be afraid to push yourself out of your comfort zone. Okay. Another thing that you could do, type ready, type ready if you want the checklist. Okay. So one of the things I'm about to drop inside the community, I did a poll on my stories about a checklist. How many of you saw the documentation beats conversation every single time? And I said, I've got a template, a template that I can give that can help people when it comes to contracts. And a few people type contract. And so guess what I'm going to do? Because so many people did it, I'm just going to drop it in the community because I know people want that contract, right? So it's giving value. Okay. You don't have to charge for everything, right? But it's giving value and it's nurturing your audience with daily micro actions. Okay. Step 8 is collecting leads before selling. So this is where things like funnels come in, okay? Email lists, for example, collecting leads. Those of you that have ever been to a retreat or have come through any of my processes, usually there's a wee questionnaire. You go, let's do a questionnaire. We normally have that so that we've got consistent data collection happening all the time. Right, from one click of a button, I can message the entire people that have ever spoken to me, ever looked at my page, and I can tell them information. This is where technology is going, right? If you have a website, anyone can look at your website and you ain't never going to know they looked. Never. But if you have a funnel, if you have a system in place, every single time somebody looks at your stuff, there is a footprint, right? It's just smart ways of doing things. And so the next one is mentioning your offer softly. Okay. So it's the you teach one principle, you show one result, and then you mention your offer. So you do free teaching. Okay. Notice what we're talking about here. I'm showing you behind the scenes, Okay. So we've started on social media. We've given out loads of free value on social media. Your goal is to narrow the people down as much as possible into smaller groups. Okay. So your goal is masses, social media. They hear the live. Then they get an instruction. Come over here for more value, better value than you're getting over here, more specific value. Now you've narrowed the people down, couple of hundred people. Then from those couple of hundred, you give out that value. Guess what the next thing is? You narrow them down a little bit more, but now it's coming from free to something that's paid offer. Then you move them from the paid offer. That paid offer may be something small, maybe £50, £100, £500, small. Then you move them from that to a more specific offer. Maybe that is a retreat, for example, a couple thousands of pounds. And then you go for your big game, which is now the long-term retainer, right? But your goal is moving them from this into the funnel. Down. That's why it's called a funnel. Hello, somebody learned that today. It's called a funnel because this is what you do, right? This is what you do. I just made it up, but it sounds good. But yeah, that's the funnel, right? You're funneling people down and it brings them closer to you. Now, the closer they are to you, do you think the money goes up or the money goes down? Hello, someone tell me. The closer they get down to you, does the money go up or down? The more they get interactive with you, because you've got the one-to-many, and I'm not here for that today. It's idea to income, but you have one-to-many selling, you have one-on-one selling, okay, and then you have the whole digital selling. But when you're doing one-to-one versus one-to-many, the price goes up considerably because one-to-one is now time with that person, isolated. So you start with the teach one principle. You're going to help as many people as you can, and then you're going to show results. Okay, we're going to show results. How many of you have had your book done this year? Go ahead and type me in the chat if you've had a book done and you have been through the Esther or Deborah package or anything like that. Okay, go ahead and type in the chat if you've traded with me and you've made some money with me in some stage, whether it's you've been trading gold or we've been in the investment space. Go ahead and type me in the chat, right? Go ahead and type me in the chat if you have launched a business and you've made some money from a launch, right? Go ahead and type me in the chat. These people are not paid actors. They're real people. They are within the community, right? So we've got the proof. It's so important to have your proof, right? And then you mention your offer subtly. Okay, so you're subtly mentioning your offer as you're talking about what it is that you're doing. And you're going to mention doors open. This is what we're going to do. How many of you have heard me talk about, I've just dropped in idea to income, but jump in January. We all know that Jump in January happens in January. We all get together. Not only do we fast, we work out, we pray, we set goals to lose weight, burn off the calories. We do so much. Jump in January has been happening now for about 5 years. The results for Jump in January, absolutely incredible, right? And now we're in a campaign and we are, determined to make a decision to launch, right? So I'm hearing right now that you guys are thinking, what's your campaign going to be called? What's your campaign that you're going to launch going to be called? Because this is Decision December and we're making decisions that's going to enable us to create that multiple 6 and 7, right? So the launch activities, what do those activities look like? So now we've named the launch, we've got the people, we've been prepping them, we're warming them up, we're telling them where to come, we're saying to them, hey, this is the link, get ready for the launch, it's going to be amazing, we're giving them value, we're doing subtle, we're dropping in little hints, we're giving all the sprinkles, and then they come on to the launch week itself, and now you're going to start doing your launch, okay? So then you have your launch activities. Right? So you're going to have a launch week structure. So for example, you're going to be doing the announcement. You're going to be telling stories. There's going to be education plus proof. You're going to have objection handling. How many of us have heard me already on this call say, look, you've got to make a decision. Are you an amateur or are you a professional? That is, in a way, objection handling, right? If I'm talking about Decision December, the campaign name in itself is directly counteracting those that don't make decisions, right? So thinking about objection handling, I know that most people do not invest in themselves. I know that most people fail to put themselves in a position to win because of fear. We've spoken about all the reasons why. And you also have to know what your target audience fears are. What is it that stops them from taking action? So you incorporate that in your presentation whilst you are sharing with them. Now, here's what you don't do. Old school presentations are dead. Now, old school presentations where you come on and somebody presents all about themselves and they're like, hey, this is what I've done. This is all the things I've done. This is my product. This is my service. Do you want to sign up? This is the price. Old school, dead. New school, and what works is giving value. Type that word in the chat, value, V-A-L-U-E. You've got to lead with value. Why did you come on this call today? You didn't come on here to be sold to. You came on here to hear how you can launch a 6-7-figure business, how you can launch even without a network, how you can launch without no money. Now, every gift that you said on this call today requires zero money for you to launch. You need a link, it's free. Okay, we mentioned about getting a name, which is like £6. All right, you don't have to. Hopefully you have internet already on your phone that you don't have to pay for more internet. You can go on Instagram for free. You can upload videos on Facebook and WhatsApp for free. Everything I've showed you today, you do not need no money to do. You never even need to see me again. You can get off this call and you can go off and you can execute. Value, right? So whilst you're on that call, you want to be giving people value that enables them to become independent. Don't gatekeep. Don't hold on to information. The only reason why I'm not giving more and more and more is because we'll be here till 10 o'clock at night. So I've got to make sure that I'm focused on the areas I've promised so that you come off this call knowing you got value. But of course, there's going to be a follow-up. Of course, there's going to be an opportunity for you to come down the funnel a little bit more and be a bit more closer so we can get more in depth. But it's not because I'm gatekeeping, it's because of time. We can't sit here for 7, 10, 20 hours, right? So we're going to make sure we're objection handling. We're going to make sure that, also as well, there's something important that you want to do when you are selling your products and service, especially in this season. You want to have a spirit and an energy of urgency. People should not come off thinking, oh, I'll do that next year. Oh, I'll do that 7 months ago. There's got to be strategies and techniques that's going to hear them that they're going to go, oh, I need to do that now. The best way to do that? Price. Okay, so usually this is the price, but for today only, this is the price. Usually I would do this once a year, but today only, this is the final time I'm going to do this. And obviously don't lie. If you're going to do it again, then you can't say that. But there is urgency around your offer so that when people are hearing it, there's a reason. Have you ever seen people say, okay, when you buy it today, you're going to get these glasses for free. Or when you buy it today, I'm going to give you an extra masterclass. Or when you buy it today, there's an incentive around people purchasing. How many of you have ever had a problem or an issue with getting people to make a decision now? Type now in the chat. Now. Right? So it's urgency. It's also as well reminders. How many of you have ever seen an email with me going 24 hours to go, 48 hours to go, the offer's going to be over. The 24 hours, okay, 12 more hours. This is the final hour and the offer is gone. Don't be afraid to follow up and follow through. Don't be afraid to make sure that you are doing your checks. At the moment, my team are going through all the people that came to Come As You Are, who said that they were interested in getting their books done, who said that they were interested in mentorship, and they're contacting them now. So that from January, when the January sale comes, they will be the first ones ready because that is a wait list that's been pending. Are we making sense? Are we still here? Give me about 5 more minutes and then I'll open up for Q&A. Are we still here? Just say here so I know that we are here, right? We still here getting value. Are you guys taking notes? Is it making sense? How do we price your offer? We haven't got time to really go into pricing on this session today, But what I will say to you is think about your target audience. A tip when it comes to pricing is look at other people who are doing something similar. How much are they charging? And what are they doing? What's in their service? How can you give it better? And then how do you justify your price? Okay. So if you run a cleaning business, look for other cleaning businesses, see what they're doing, see what they're posting, see what they're charging, and then you can judge it from there. Look at 3 and then judge yourself, see where you fit, and then look at the value that they give and make sure you're giving more value or the equivalent value for the price that you're going to charge. Does that help? Let me know. Put a yes and yes in the side of the chat, right? So this is about now you looking around at what is in your surroundings, right? Look at what's in your surroundings, look what's available. Right? When I looked at some of the coaches, quote unquote, that are at high level that have had the results, they're all charging in excess of 10, 20, 30,000 pounds. Right? And at one point I was like, whoa, why am I so cheap? Why is it so low? Right? And it's important to have a look. It's important to know what's out there so you can be competitive. If you're too cheap, you're gonna push away people. Right? You're going to push people away. So you've got to be prepared to make sure that you know the pricing around you and what's going on. So urgency, reminders, all right? Final hours, direct invitations. Don't be afraid to message people and say, hey, I'm just launching, or hey, I've just launched. Not sure if you saw my Instagram post, but would you buy my book? It's just a 10. I really love your support. Some of us, we've been taught paradigms not to ask. Ask. Don't do it in an area about way. Be direct. Can you buy from me? Right? Can you support my business? I'm just about to launch. And as long as it's something that person needs, I don't see why. And guess what? If it's not something that you need, could you do me a favor? Could you share it with a few people? Are you in any group chats that you could share it in? Most people would say, yeah, sure. Even if they don't buy, they will agree to share. But we don't get because we don't what? Ask. So make sure you are constantly following up and asking. Okay? Asking. So your daily launch actions, every day there should be a video post. Someone say every day a video post. Okay? Every day, at least 5 stories on your posts. This is now when you're going hard. Every day, at least 10 outreach messages to warm leads. So you're messaging people that you know every day, at least 10. You guys are sweating now. 10 people, Nikki. Do I know 10 people? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. 10 people, Nikki. 10 people every day, 10 people. And then at least once a week, you want to do a live or one of these masterclasses or some kind of audio. At the moment, I'm doing like 4 lives a week. Plus I'm doing like 2-3 masterclasses a week. I'm on this thing. I'm aggressive. I'm in the place. I'm doing this, right? So again, you want to be doing that. Okay, so that's your daily launch actions. And then 2 more things. Conversion tools. So your conversion tools are things that's going to get people to buy straight away. So clear pricing is one. People shouldn't have to figure it out. How much is it going to be? What is it going to be? Clear pricing, clear inclusions. So what does that thing include? So when you sign up, this is what you're going to get, right? When you sign up, this is what you're going to get. Okay. Clear deadline. This is the deadline. Price goes up. This is the deadline. It won't be available after this time. Simple bonuses. Right? So maybe if somebody does this and that, they'll get a bonus if they join, or limited by quantity or time. So there's a limit to that thing. Okay. A clear deadline. Fast replies. Don't have people waiting in your DMs for weeks, days. When people are ready to buy, boom, that link needs to be ready. Right? So make sure your timing is very quick. Payment links definitely sent within 2 messages. No back and forth. No, how's your dog? How's your cat? No. Get decisive and get clear. Hey, this is the masterclass. Not sure if you've seen it. Are you looking to think? Oh, no. Here's the details. Boom, there's the link. Then the follow-up. Hey, did you manage to have a look at the link? Boom. Direct. Don't beat around the bush. You don't need 10 messages to get your link through. It's clear conversation. And you know what we have now? We have the likes of ChatGPT that can even give you scripts. Use those things, right? Users, you can actually ask ChatGPT. I've got loads of prompts that can really help you guys in ChatGPT, like the clear prompts, not the ones that's going to give you the, the American words and all these other things, but I've got some really clear prompts that's going to help you. And those of you that those of you that are VIPs, I'm going to do something special for the VIPs. So I'm going to put those prompts in there as well. So you're going to have that. Right? See what I did there? I'm now isolating the funnel because I'm talking directly to the VIPs. It's all these things in your communication that's going to make sure that your audience understand that there's someone type levels. There's levels to this thing, right? Membership has its privileges. Membership comes with levels, right? So there's certain things that the audience are going to hear, and I'm giving you behind the scenes now, because normally I won't be breaking it down, but because I want you to understand this, don't feel obliged to help everyone. Everyone's not your ministry. You can serve and you can give value, but at some point, it's not at the expense of your family's legacy. The Bible says you must, what? Leave an inheritance. What? Come on, somebody. For your who? Right? I'm in trouble now. This is why some of us get so much in trouble, because we tell ourselves, oh, I'm serving, I'm doing ministry, 3 hours a day in church, but then we're leaving no inheritance to our children. That's not what the Bible says. We can serve, but we also have to steward. Okay? We must steward. So you've got to make sure the value that you provide, you are stewarding your time in which you are valuing that. Okay? And there are levels to this thing, right? So end of the launch now. We're almost home and dry. So post-launch, you're going to follow up. You're going to close and debrief within 48 hours. So within 48 hours, every single person who's been on your launch should have a touch point with you. Should be connecting with them. Like, hey, thank you for joining the launch. Wasn't it fire? Don't say, what did you think? It was fire, wasn't it? What was your top takeaway? Which one of the services was you more leaning towards? Not did you want to buy? Which one was you more leaning towards? Right? And that is, sales, we're not going to go into that. But yes, so within 48 hours, you also want to debrief with yourself. What sold? What didn't sell? What were the top objections? Right? Because now you're going to be adjusting as well. Because if you put out 5 things and only 2 of those were interesting, drop the other 3, you focus on those 2. So you can really evaluate yourself, right? What were the top posts? The ones that got the most likes, the ones that got the most comments, look at those, right? Look at those and see, okay, those are the ones they like the most. This is the type of content I need to post. Where were your sales coming from? Were they all from Instagram? Were some from TikTok? Was some word of mouth? Was it when you were DMing people? Where did they come from? Evaluate those things. Right? Now, what if they do buy? Which is the aim. Don't panic. Someone comes to you and say, oh my God, I loved it. I want to buy. No, don't do that. Incredible. I knew this was something for you. Here's the link. Don't do no bag of chattings. Don't be up in there that you're going to talk them out of it. Stop. Don't say anything. Okay, excellent. Here's the link. That's all you need to say, and kibba your mouth. Someone say kibba my mouth. I talk too much. You're going to stop the sale. Kibba your mouth. Right? Here's the next steps. Here's the entry point. Right? Then once they're in, then do what you said you're going to do for them. Get them in the community XYZ. Now, here's the key thing that happens. People do one launch and they think they've made it and they stop. Wrong. Every single launch, you should have already got the next launch waiting. So at the end of that launch, guess what you're going to do? You're going to promote the launch. Someone say from launch to launch. You're promoting a launch from a launch. Campaign to campaign. Anybody knows me, I am the campaign queen, right? You can crown me now the campaign queen. From launch to launch, from campaign to campaign, right? So you're moving from one campaign into another campaign. So people are never going to have to be like, oh my God, when's the next one? I'm going to tell you when the next one is, because now I've got your attention. I'm not going to wait to see if my email goes in junk. While I've got your attention right now, I'm going to let you know the next one. launch to launch. Okay, event to event. Every event that you have, you should be telling them when the next event is. There should be a link for them to sign up to the next event, right? That's a whole nother thing about that, right? Oh my God, I just have too much value here. Okay, so before we open to Q&A, hold up. Okay, I can see if we have anybody who can give us a quick testimonial, because I need to flick screen, who has been able to, Adina, you did jump in January. Anybody else on the call who can give a quick testimonial? That will be absolutely amazing. Give us your jump in January testimonial, what happened for you. And Simone, Stephen, if you're here, you can give a testimonial in regards to the book. And I see Charmaine as well for trading. Let's see. Oh, it won't let me pin you, Charmaine, because your camera's not on. For some reason, it won't let me pin you. Okay, go for it, Adina.
Hello, everyone. My name is Adina Benjamin, your singer with a story. I did jump in January, and I'm telling you, phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal results. Prior to jump in January, I was overweight, I was depressed, I weighed about 80 kg, and I'm quite small, so for me that was quite a lot. And I joined Jump in January, and it's not like huge things. We were doing fun tasks, we were doing dancing challenges, we were doing walks. And throughout all the Jump in January challenges, I was able to lose over 20 kg. So I went from about 80 kg to 60 kg in the space of 90 days. And then I continued doing that. And then it also helped spiritually as well. I connected more with God. I was fasting and praying through that season as well. So I'm now able to use my spiritual connections through my songs, and use it through supporting my community who are going through grief, depression. So yeah, my testimony is really helping my community as well. So thank you, Nikki. Jump in January was amazing.
Bless you, bless you. Thank you, Adina. Simone, Stephen.
Hello. So yeah, in terms of my book, powerful processing that I've gone through this year. I joined the Rebuild community only in April, and I never even knew I was going to have written a book by the time we got to September. So the process was really quick. I managed to complete the book in 3 weeks. Nikki was really helpful to draw the story out of me. It had been, I guess, as what was said earlier, a secret that was buried and needed to be told. And it was very timely because when joining the Rebuild, I had a breakdown in the relationship with my mum in April. So the story unfolded, and things that were buried were able to come out. So yeah, as said before, everybody has a story, and I think it's a really powerful publication that Nikki set up, because yeah, you would never know that you could get something done in 3 weeks. I've waited years to write a book and been sitting on it. And then Nana in Ghana makes the process simple. When you are telling your story, you just have to send voice notes over. And it was so powerful just sitting, telling my story through the voice notes. Yeah, it's an incredible journey that I went on in that time. And now I have a link, and I've put the link out. And in the first week, when Nana said it's all good to go, he'd set up my website. I've had compliments about my website. I had received good feedback about it as well. People saying it's great. I sold six books in the first week as soon as Nana said to me it's good to go. So, and even today, actually, this call's been really helpful, Nikki, because it's been a reminder that I need to be pushing out my book more. I had someone on Facebook today tell me, I can't find the link for your book. And I said to them, do you know what? I'm sorry, I actually need to do a separate post about that because I was focusing on the campaign and not including my book in it. So yeah, it's a very powerful tool.
And in regards to the investing space, you were able to withdraw how much? What was your profit?
Oh yes. Oh my goodness. So I had started trading in December. It's been a year now, and lost a lot. And then I joined the Rebuild community, and I've been able to pay myself £7,000 sterling from a funded account, and I received that by August, and then in I think it was October. I managed to, from my Mex account, pay myself 1,000. So yeah, I have been able to see how profitable and how I've been able to benefit from trading in this community because before it was abysmal.
When you describe that previous experience, I have to look away. But we give thanks that you were able to find us through Tantan. I think she's on the
Yes.
call as well. We shout out Tantan, one of the ambassadors here at the Rebuild as well.
Can I also add, Nikki, that like even today, I have been using strategy that you showed me in my one-to-ones with you and been profitable on both NAS and gold because I missed your gold. I saw that gold. I was like, my gosh, gold did drop, gold did rise. I missed it all. But with the strategy you taught me, I was still able to get some blues today.
Amazing. Amazing. Well done, Sim. Simone is doing it all. I mean, books, you got investing, she's got her own business bubbling as well, multiple stuff there. So shout out to Simone with all of that. Actually, an elite VIP mentee. And then we have Charmaine. Hey, Charmaine.
Hey. So yeah, I just wanted to share because my focus has been a little bit different to everyone else's focus this year. So going back to Jump in January, for me, it was not necessarily the fitness because I'm all over my fitness. Fitness is not a problem. But I found it so useful in terms of really reconnecting spiritually. And the 3-day fast that we did 2 3-day fasts. I prayed so hard for a breakthrough in 2 particular areas in my life. And I'm happy to share. So one of them was specifically financial breakthrough. I really wanted to not be so reliant on working, going back to employment. I was just like, I'm done with that. So I just don't want to do it anymore. I need to focus on building my own business and just pouring into myself and really living my purpose. But the second thing was I just really wanted to find my person. I wanted to find love, to just be able to kind of drop the walls, drop the barriers, and heal through a lot of things from the past and move forward. So I wanted to do all that whilst focusing on kind of just my spiritual life and really serving. So fast forward, and things didn't start happening until I think April, May time. And so move in May was when I moved, literally. I moved across the world to Sierra Leone to live on a ship and volunteer basically for an organization called Mercy Ships. And so whilst out here, I have actually met an amazing guy who we are planning a future together, which is great. And I will say an amazing guy who actually is very strong in his faith, very godly guy, and just someone I feel and I'm confident in, who will lead, who will serve, who literally has kind of healed a part of me that I didn't really know I needed. So that's been incredible. And I feel like that breakthrough is really directly related to Jump in January as well, but also in relation to the financial breakthrough, that time when I was back. So I was back for a month in July, and I said, I'm going to focus. I'm going to really get into the trading. I'm going to nail down. I did your boot camp, the trading boot camp through July. And I managed to, through July, withdraw, I believe it was almost 17k USD through the trading. Now, I haven't been able to focus so much on the trading whilst I've been back on the ship. I've been focusing on the serving part and building the boxing retreats, etc. And yeah, working with the local community here in Sierra Leone. But this year for me was really about focusing on those few things. Next year is going to be a very different year because I'm actually leaving the ship in January, and I am stopping off in Kenya before moving to Madagascar. Yeah, but everything is changing, and it really started with the jump in January, that focus, and yeah, as I step into my 40th year, I'm very excited about all of the things, the person that God's brought into my life, all of the ways that I've been set up now to move forward with my business. And the time that I'm going to have the next 3 months to focus on reigniting my passion and my success in trading. So, yeah.
Love it. Love it. Oh my God. I wasn't shocked because you know me with loose lips. I was smiling. I was like, I don't know if she's going to share. I was like, oh my God. But Shah, we spoke. I remember we had the one-to-one and we spoke about your goals, and you was like, I want to leave the country. I don't want to work for no one. I need money. I want a man. I want to do this. And literally, we're sitting here, and every single one of those boxes that we spoke about have been ticked. 17, like 1 month, $17,000. Like, who cares if you're trading the rest of the months? Like, you just made 17K, right? And you are with the man of your dreams. Like, this is like fairy tale stuff, but actually it started with a seed. And we always say word is seed. We spoke about it. We talked about the consistency. You took the leap of faith. When we talk about mountain moving faith, you packed up, you went on this ship. You didn't know what was going to happen, and unlock, and put your head down into the system, and you work the system, and now the system's working for you. Come on now. Absolutely incredible. We are so proud of you, Shami. I'm so happy for you. It's just amazing to hear. And when we normally pull up testimonials and stuff, especially when you go on certain presentations, you hear testimonials, like these cheesy testimonials, but it's like these are real life testimonials, real people that are living off of the campaign. And you hear what Charmaine said, Move in May. Who remembers Move in May? Okay, Move in May was a serious month. Right, we were in Croatia. We had the Croatian retreat. Shout out to those of us that flew to Croatia. That's where Dress with Bev was birthed. Natalie was instrumental with that. Her travel business exploded. Like, things began to happen, and it always links to a campaign. Now, this is Decision December. We're moving into Jump in January, and we are talking about launching and scaling to your 6-7-figure income. The question is now, as we all know, it's Decision December. What will you decide? And so here's the homework, because y'all thought you were going to get away with it. No, it's homework for you. Now, the homework is very simple. You are going to launch. You have 48 hours to execute what we have spoken about today, whether it is launching something brand new or whether it is relaunching something that's already existing. And you are going to be sharing in the next 48 hours. You're telling everybody about the launch, every single person, and you are going to follow the steps. In fact, if you were smart, you'd have been taking notes on what we did here, because you could duplicate exactly what we did. Okay. And if you're in the community, which everyone would be in order to get the link tonight, you have a bunch of other people that's going to like, comment, share, and help with your launch, and even join your launch if you position yourself correctly. 48 hours, we are going to do the biggest launch we've ever done, and everyone is launching all at the same time. It is Decision December. What will you decide launch? Those that decide to take that challenge on, you're going to run that for 90 days. You're going to have incremental pricing. Okay. So in order for you to get the sales now, you may have a price before Christmas. You may have a price by Boxing Day. You may have a price by January 1st. And then you go back to your original price. So you're going to build that momentum, and then you're going to go hard on your social media, your messaging, your videos, your reels, and you're going to go all in. You're going to give yourself the all in that you deserve. This is where it normally goes quiet, because now the pennies drop. Nikki, you're telling me to work. Yes. You said at the beginning of this call, you got that goal. I want to remind you of that. Is it that you want to clear some debts? Is it that you want to quit your job, like we heard Charmaine? Is it that you want to lose weight? Is it that you want to desire your partner? Is it that you want to create an extra income? Is it that you know that God has just called this gift on the inside of you, and you've just got to get it out and step away from your fear? But whatever that is, do not allow the old you, the yesterday's you, to stop you from launching now. The time, type in the chat for me, is now. I want everyone to type launch inside the chat. Every single person inside the chat, I want you to type launch. 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 Launch time. It's time to launch. So with that being said, I do have two crazy offers for you guys. Okay. Now, the first one, I'm not going to decide on now. You will need an application. For those of you that are interested in writing your books, we will have a special book offer for those individuals. Now, we do have a waiting list of the persons who completed their forms at Come As You Are. They would be first. However, we will be allowing a few more individuals to get their books done. Okay, so if you are ready for your book, you are going to want to go onto this website and complete the application. Okay, it does not mean that you will guarantee a spot, because it means you'll be working directly with me. And as you can see, I am busy and I only want to do what I can fulfill and promise. Okay, so you want to go to rebuildpublishing.co.uk. Okay, rebuildpublishing.co.uk, and you will be able to see the book service. Now, there's 5 or 6 different services, from just getting the book published, you writing it yourself and we publish it, to us helping you with a digital product. Maybe you don't have a product at the moment and you want us to create a product for you. Or you want the actual mentorship, like what some of the others have, where we're touching base, and I'm helping you to launch that. We've got book launches coming up as well, where we're going to be launching the books. Okay, but whatever product or service that you want from rebuildpublishing.co.uk, complete the application and you will have somebody in the team contact you, okay, in regards to the access point, and then we will take it from there. Okay, rebuildpublishing.co.uk. Okay, rebuildpublishing.co.uk. And because there's many different pricing, I'm not going to give you pricing on here. Okay, it depends all on the amount of words, the type of book, hardback, softback, all of that kind of stuff. If you want it on, all the platforms, or if you just want it for yourself. Some people just want to sell to family and friends. If you want ebook, if you want audiobook, if you want the physical book. But go on to rebuildpublishing.co.uk and you will be able to access everything and complete the application. The applications for this series will close on the 2nd of January. Okay, 2nd of January, the application for this series will close. Okay, the second offer I have for you is the decision to scale. So we've had the decision to launch, and now we have the decision to scale, D2S. Now, this is where you will be in a group boot camp with me, and you will be having daily activities where I am going to specifically be looking at what you're launching and assisting you with the increase. Now, because of availability and because some persons have special privileges, they've already gained access to that. So if you are an elite member and you are already inside the bootcamp group, go ahead and just put me in the chat. And I want to congratulate you for being able to have that positioning early. Okay, so I see already Jackie in there, I see Simone in there, I see Bev in there, and very simply, we are going to go hard. And I'm going to be specifically looking at your business, and I am going to help you to grow in that business, right? I'm going to help you grow in that business, and you're going to be able to see tangible results. We're looking at a minimum of 6 figures in 90 days. Now, this specific bootcamp will start on the 5th of January. The application process will close on the 2nd of January. Okay. Now, this is a first come, first served basis. Those that are hungry, that make the decision. Now, this bootcamp is usually £497. And today, someone say today, because you know I'm going to do it right. Right. No, really, it's not today. Up until, I'm going to be kind to you guys, up until I think it is Boxing Day. I can't believe this is happening. From 497, okay. This is a one-time payment, not 497, but it goes to £47. £47, one-time fee, and this boot camp will last 90 days. Okay? 90-day boot camp for 47 quid. I can't even believe that I'm doing it for that. After, yeah, now I know, Sherry. I know. I had a whole presentation slide as well. It was so funny because it was like, da-da, right? But it didn't happen, right? And so after Boxing Day, if we happen to have more availability, after Boxing Day, it goes to £87, sorry. So it's £47 before Boxing Day. After Boxing Day, it goes to £77. And then after the 2nd of January, it is closed. So from Boxing Day down to New Year's Eve, this is only till the end of the year, it will be £87. After that, it goes back to the £497. Okay, one time. It's not a monthly subscription. It's a one-time boot camp that I have never done it in this capacity. In fact, I'm working out the hours now to find out how many people we can actually have in there. So already we got, I think, Simone Stevens in there. Shout out to Simone. We have Saluka's up in there. Shout out to Saluka. We also have Jackie Hall in there. Who else is in there? Auntie Bev Kong is in there. We have some people that are ready to go. They're already inside. They're on the inside. They know what it is. And we're going to be, listen, if you think today's masterclass was everything, I'm going to be specific. I'm going to strip it down. You know, Jackie will tell you, I was like, girl, that's got to come down. We ain't posting that. You got to post it like this. This is how you're going to do it. I'm going to give you the exact scripts. We're going to give you everything. And you're going to run this up. Here's what you're going to do. You're also going to have a challenge. Okay. Now, the challenge is going to be the speaker's challenge, because I want to make sure that when you go out into the internet streets, you don't sound like a robot. You don't sound like you're reading off ChatGPT. You don't look like you're looking up in the stars when you should be looking over there. You don't look like you're funny. So we're going to have the speaker's challenge. And now the speaker's challenge, I'm going to give you some set scenarios. And you will get, because I know some of you are ready to turn up over this season, you're going to get up until we start on the 5th to come up with a script, a speech for that specific scenario. Okay, so I'm going to put out 5 scenarios. You get to pick your scenario and you have to create a speech no longer than 4 to 5 minutes in that scenario. And you're going to be not posting it, you're not recording it, you're going to be doing it live on our masterclass when we start on Tuesday, the 6th of January. So we are going to get this campaign. This is the decision to scale. So from now until January, you should have built the momentum. You should have been practicing, doing all the things. I'm going to be watching you. I'm preing you on social media. I'm preing you on the WhatsApp stories. And then come the 6th of January, we're going to start our 90 days and we are going to go all in. It is going to be crazy. You will need to do the homework for this because otherwise you'll look a little bit silly if you're on the call giving a speech you haven't practiced for. Okay, you're going to be doing public speaking. You're going to be doing posting with correction. I'm going to help you adjust your pitches. I'm going to help you with your scripts. I'm going to help you with your, your positioning, how you come across on social media. We'll do as many joint lives as we can to help build the momentum so you can get some of my followers. I am going to literally pour into you. For £47, you're going to feel like you robbed me, okay? 90 days, 47 quid is where we are at. Now, I was thinking, should I give you the link now or should we do it in the email and see who grabs it first? Just to be fair, right? So that's what we're going to do. Those of you that are ready for the boot camp, go ahead and just type ready in the chat. I told you, I'm gonna teach you guys how to do irresistible offers, irresistible. And I think just because of time-wise, I don't think I should have more than 10, maybe 15 people in there. Because I really want to give you guys time. I really want to give you guys time. Really want to give you guys time. Okay, so it'll be 47 quid up until Boxing Day, and then it goes to 87 after, and then anything in January upwards back to the 497. Don't put any money in my account. Don't put any money in my account. Guys, don't put any money in my account. If you got my account details, don't put no money in my account. It is a team that are going to be sorting this out, and we're going to get this right. But either way, fun and jokes aside, right? Regardless of whether you join a boot camp or not, what I'm giving you today, you have the power to launch, and you have to make a decision to launch with power, right? I genuinely care about you. I genuinely want to make sure that you can win. The boot camp will all be virtual. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. You don't have to quit your job. You don't have to stop doing what you're doing. Everything in there is going to be designed around your time that you currently have available. Okay. I'm going to be supporting of you. I will be looking, right? I will be looking on your pages. I will be looking at what you've got. And basically, I want to see you win. That's the bottom line, right? And I want to hear your testimonials. Okay, I want to see you do the work. I want to hear your testimonials. If you're able to, if you're not following me on social media, hopefully everybody is, but tag me in, go in the community, make a lot of noise about it. All right. If you have valued, how many hours we've been on here? Okay, we started a bit late, 7:30, so 8:30, 9:30. We've done 2 hours of a masterclass. And I hope you have, I've whet your appetite a little bit, that you know that this is your season to win, right? This is your season to win. Lead with value, and you'll never have to worry about a dollar, a pound, a yen, or any other currency in your life, right? And so can you do me a favor? If you have appreciated this, because I'll do another one, right? I'll do another one. I'll probably do 1 a quarter maybe, or maybe 2 a year, right? To just check in with where everyone is, and we'll share more testimonials, right? But if you have enjoyed this bootcamp, taken stuff away, if you can go onto the page and just give me that feedback. Let me know that you really enjoyed this. If you've got your your boomerang or whatever, tag me in on social media. Right, these are the things that kind of help bring the algorithms together and help us promote what it is that we have. And should I release the link? That's the question. Should I release the link? You can share it on socials and tag me in for testimonials, or you can pre-record a video and then tag me in or post it inside the community, rebuildforfree.co.uk. Let's see. Let me have a look and see. When am I releasing it through? That's what I was thinking. Okay, we got 3 minutes until we end this call. So I'm just asking the team, because I get in trouble, loose lips and all of that. Oh wow, Marsha B has sent me a whole video. No, stop it. Is this AI? She's just, oh, you're mashing me up. I can't with you AI people. You AI people. Oh gosh. is what I'm saying. Where our Fall Short Guys community are going to. If you ever see it, I just got distracted again. Where are we? Let's have a look. See Charmaine texting me. I don't know if I'm in trouble or what. Let's see.